Hey, David, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, we're a little fire drill. It was good for us here.
Okay, I'm good with it.
Okay, I got an echo, so we got to turn off all our echo machines. There we go. There we go. All right, so that's good. We're broadcasting a placeholder right now. Okay, can you get me to the, I want to play the intro. Which one's that? Oh, we don't have it. Oh, actually, it's on the hard drive. Do I hit stop share? is Tweed for me. Hello, everybody. We're live and we're figuring it out here. We're doing a YouTube on Zoom for the first time. And we have our special guest here tonight, David Goldstein. And I got an echo in my ear, so I'm going to take my headphones off. And I'm going to welcome everybody. And I just want to say to all my fans, and I have a few, I've only been in this for a little while, not unlike David, but I have some people that really care about me and people that really go out of their way to make sure that they retweet me, that they're talking to me. And a lot of people taught me a lot of things in a very, very short time. And I just want to thank everybody for that more than anything else. And I also want to let everybody know that we got a really nice write-up today. Actually, I put it out on Twitter and it kind of explained what I've been trying to explain to people for a long time. People are like, well, how does a currency go up every single day? Well, it's kind of like a slow IPO is what I've come up with. It is basically a new app. It pays people back. It's way bigger than we're letting on as far as how big of an impact it's going to have on social media. Is what we're saying. So our opinion has been that it's creeping up because people found out about it. So we're going to find out a little more about it later, but that's not what tonight's show's about. Tonight's show's about crypto adoption. And crypto adoption is something that David is very, very concerned about. And when I first met David online, I realized that he's speaking the gospel truth. If we don't get our grandmothers, uncles, brothers, cousins, and the guy in the UPS truck talking crypto, we got a problem. And if we do that, Bob's your uncle. It's going to be great. So without any further ado, let's say hello to David Goldstein.
How's it going? Thank you very much for having me on the show. I appreciate it. I don't know if you hear me or not. I'm just you hear me or no?
I'm hearing you fine. Yeah.
Okay. No, I just wanted to say thank you very much. I appreciate being on the show, and I look forward to go ahead and talking about adoption. That's a big word with me, especially for this space, blockchain, and obviously the digital assets. Though people will not understand what I mean by digital assets, so I will say cryptocurrencies.
So if we're talking about blockchain, we're talking about digital assets, and we're talking about all these things that people are learning about, that I'm taking my time and making these really simple little videos. Beyond that, I'm looking at stuff that you're posting about Visa and stuff that we're hearing about. It's another pay system you just posted the other day where you can exchange anything for anything. Are those the answer?
To get adoption into this space, because right now we're all stuck on crypto Twitter, and that, to me, that does not equal adoption. Adoption starts when you have, as you said, when you have Visa coming in, when you have MasterCard coming in, you got PayPal coming in, PayPal with 325 million users, or more. I'm just understating it, but 325, that's a big number. You get 1% of that into the crypto space, and you're going to see the liquidity just go shooting up. But besides, the volume going up, you have people that are able to now, and I know that PayPal and eBay are not together, but this is just an example. You have people who are on eBay selling stuff, whether it's cards, shoes, bananas, whatever, and they can choose to go ahead and accept Bitcoin, XRP, Link, XV, whatever it is, whatever cryptocurrency / digital asset it is, they can go ahead and accept it. So that's huge. I'm sure that Amazon, Google, and the big boys in Silicon Valley are working on their own thing. But for now, obviously, we have the news that, at least PayPal is going ahead and putting together something to go ahead and jump into the space, which is big. But besides that, crypto Twitter, we've done enough on crypto Twitter already. It's time to go to the bingo holes. It's time to go talk to 5, 6 people that might be interested, just don't know how to get into it. Need to talk to them. We do have Fidelity. We do have back that, it does allow for people that are boomers to invest into, cryptocurrencies or digital assets, I should say, which is a positive. But again, we need more people going out there from the space, educating people on these digital assets and on blockchain itself. And that's about it.
Well, blockchain, it's funny you say that, because you say things and then I go research often, and you and a couple guys, Dan Held is another guy that posts a lot of very interesting stuff for me, and I'm like, all right, I got to learn this. You talked about how Bitcoin's blockchain is slow and old, and that the newer blockchains that are coming out are much faster. And obviously those of us, like all of us, had that first experience when we got crypto, and
Yeah.
you're waiting and waiting and waiting. Sometimes it's the next morning or whatever. What happens now? So XRP and these other new Cardano and all this stuff, are they gearing themselves to be very fast? Is that the advantage of the new blockchains?
I think 2017, everybody's focused on who's faster. Now, 2020, you should be focused on what actually has a real use case, not so much what's faster. Pretty much every single digital asset besides Bitcoin, and no disrespect to Bitcoin because it makes up most of my portfolio, most of them are pretty fast. XRP is super fast. Again, any token that you can name right now is pretty much fast. You mentioned Cardano, Stellar. Stellar's freakish fast. But again, it's more so you're not gonna stand at CVS or Walgreens or Stop and Shop or Costco, I should say, pull out your phone and wait there to do a Bitcoin transaction, because you're gonna make about 24 people fall asleep behind you by the time the transaction actually goes through, and that fee that you're gonna get assessed is ridiculous. And you're gonna want to use something like, well, in my opinion, like XRP, or we'll go XLM, which is Stellar, to go ahead and do your transaction, so you can just bing, goodbye, and have a nice day. But again, that's how adoption starts as well, because you need the merchants to go ahead and actually accept cryptocurrency. And that, again, we don't, this space is so young, we don't really understand how this all works in terms of adoption. And that means that if my corner store is not accepting cryptocurrency, adoption really doesn't happen. It's just circling around here on crypto Twitter.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic explanation. The thing that's been getting me lately, I've been doing this thing I call the bank teller interview. So I still like going to the bank, and I've been frustrated with the pandemic. I can't go to the bank. It's part of working alone. When you work in your own office a lot, you love going to the bank, see the bank people, the deli people. But I go to the bank, I pull up, and the drive-through teller, and I look at them, I judge what age they are, and I go, do you have any crypto? And it's very funny, the dividing line. About 40, nobody. 42, they're just like off. But if they're 30, if they're 28 to 34, they're rabid. I just met a teller the other day, and he's like, I got XLM, I got things. And he said, what do you know about VET? There's a guy at a bank teller, jumping through the window asking about VET.
Yeah.
So it's, the adoption thing is definitely age related, but it's also, you have this learning curve, which is why my videos are so simple. The learning curve has to be very basic for people. I did this great video, I don't know if you ever saw it, but I basically show you that your paycheck is digital money, and it flies in digitally, it drops off, digital drops to all the taxes, and you get your little digital money on your digital card, and then you go off and digitally spend it. So everybody lives in crypto, they just don't really believe they do. And the other funny question from older folks is, well, where's all this money coming from? If I have money somewhere in the sky, where's it going? And we laugh about it, but just like you said, we've had enough crypto Twitter. We've got to find a way to reach these people and get them in the club. And I think I don't know. I saw a credit card today, for instance. Now it's a credit card. Now, is that really a credit card that you can buy crypto with?
Yeah.
Or is it a
I
credit
mean,
card that
you have
spend?
companies like Uphold, Michelle Uphold. Okay, I said it. Uphold. That's for Michelle, who is the marketing manager at Uphold, or the vice president of marketing for Uphold. Yeah, you can go ahead and sign up for, at Uphold and get your own debit card, which obviously holds your cryptocurrencies, and go ahead and spend Bitcoin. I mean, it's easy. Again, we goes
That's
right back
adoption.
to it. It's adoption, and a lot of people, I guess, older people don't get it, or don't really want to research it. Um, they think, obviously, they still have that opinion that it's magic money. It's, what is this address? Where am I sending it to? What if my fat fingers go ahead and hit, the wrong key? And, I don't know, copy and paste. And true, we have to make it simple for, we have to, listen, you said it, like, we never really go ahead and see our money, in terms of our actual fiat. It's always taxes, 401k, whatever it is. And then you finally get your paper that says, hey, you made whatever it is that week. Have to make it simple like that. We have to get away from addresses and make it simple to where, nobody can really lose their money. At the end of the day, for me personally, I love the concept of decentralization, being able to go and be your own bank. So you don't have to go ahead and wait 3 to 4 days. If you went ahead and deposited today $30,000, you don't have to wait 3 to 4 days to actually get it back. So I can do that in split seconds. I can send you money if you're in Japan within seconds with, let's say, XRP. Whereas if I went, and that's a big thing with Ripple, they created products where you go ahead and replace Swift technology, and you get essentially a quick transaction with basically no fees. Where right now, if you were going to do that, you'd be charged an arm and a leg, and the transaction time is slow. At the end of the day, though, that's how transparency starts. We have to teach people that are interested in this space how to go ahead and go about using the technology that we do have, because blockchain is amazing, and digital assets, obviously, uh, a lot of them, the ones that have real use cases, if you sit down and you actually look at it, you just go ahead and say, wow. It's kind of that. It's not I'm holding back because I usually cuss a lot, so I'm holding back
You
so
can cuss
nobody
a
gets
little bit.
offended.
We found
Okay.
it refreshing that the New York F-bombs were
Yeah,
dropped the other night. Yeah.
because I'm usually I'm a F-bomb dropper, like
Yeah.
but I'm gonna be nice and courteous here today. But again, that's how adoption starts.
Well, I just like it because you call people out for their nonsense.
Yeah, I'm not with the whole Bitcoin,
Bitcoin's
aka,
everything. Bitcoin. Yeah.
yeah, the carnival goldfish, as they call them. These are the type of people. The carnival goldfish did not make it to the pet store, and these are the people that are trying to. When you're getting financial advice from Crypto Gumby and Crypto Froggy, and they're teaching you, and you're buying, give or take Bitcoin at tops, and then people are showing you charts and all. Again, that's not adoption. That's just not teaching somebody. Not that we have to teach somebody,
Right.
but in order for the space to grow, we need to go ahead and have some sort of manual, which is what Gakshi Media is all about. We simplify the process. So if you were to come into the space and you're interested in digital assets and blockchain, we just simplify it for you, because most people don't know what C++, Python. Nobody knows coding. So let's pretend that we don't, but act like we do know when we don't. But again, I call everybody out on that bullshit. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
When I see what irritates me is that you have people that have their own agendas, and they just would love to see everybody put their money into something.
Yep.
They get out, and you're left holding bags, and God knows when those bags will be released from you, or have somebody go ahead and buy them off of you. So yeah, I'm one to call everybody out. I can care less. I don't care if you like me or not, but I call it how it is.
Well, I'll tell you what, the truth of the matter is the libertarian approach, of course, is something that attracted me when I first got into this. I was like, wow, these people think like I do. Decentralization, personal responsibility, things like that. But at the same time, I'm also seeing this group of people, and I see the bankers moving this way. And I talked to a guy the other day who's a big time, he deals with some of those real blue chip families up there in Westchester, and he's a financial advisor. And he said, we're telling all of our people to be buying Bitcoin. Then I open the paper. Well, I don't open the paper, but I read the paper yesterday, and I see that the Bezos's worth is more than all of Bitcoin. I think I'm stating it correctly. The sum total of all Bitcoin put together doesn't equal Jeff Bezos. So now I'm looking at that going, well, wait a minute. Bitcoin doesn't look like such a big monster anymore. It does look like it's very small, which is why everybody's grabbing it, because they all think it's going to be gone. So a lot of these financial guys, these 60-year-old dudes, are saying it's going to go to 100K. You want to be on this.
Well,
So,
that's another reason. Why would you go ahead and you have people, the same people that tell you to buy Bitcoin, they tell you to spend it. But why would I spend it if you're telling me that it's going to $100,000? That's kind of idiotic. It's an oxymoron, and you sound like morons when you go ahead and say that. If you're gonna get into this space and you're telling me, Bitcoin's going to 100, you have some people that say 1 million. Okay, I'm getting it and I'm holding it, and I'm gonna wait until I deem it right for me to take out. That that's that's where we fall. That's where we really lack the education in this space. Yeah, and we don't have 21 million. 21 million Bitcoins were created, but we don't have 21 million Bitcoins out there. And what I mean by that is, because I know somebody will take that out of context,
yeah.
5 million of it probably is lost. So minus 5 million at least off of that 21 million, supply, and then that's what you really have, if that. And I'm just being conservative. So, yeah, it's a unique asset which I do not believe is going to replace the US dollar. It will not replace the Canadian dollar. Could it go ahead and, do well in a sovereign nation? Maybe. I can't take that possibility away, or some other digital asset. But at the end of the day, it's slow. It's digital gold. You wouldn't go to the store with a bar of gold. You would go to the store, obviously, with something that you said earlier, like Stellar, that transaction time is really quick, and it's very simple. So, yeah, I would tell everybody, not financial advice, but educational advice, says that you would hold it if and I don't even know how you have experts in a you're if you just came into this space, I'm telling you right now, there are no experts. There are no experts. Okay, zero. You can literally learn the same stuff that I've been in the space for a very long time. You can learn as much as I did in about, I would say, a year, and then you get experience with that. So
Yeah, no, one of the first exposures I had before I did the show was Crypto Kirby. And he's very boisterous, and he does charts for about 20 minutes. And
yeah,
he shows you a little tiny range of Bitcoin trading and talks and makes circles and stuff. And I watched it for a while, and I'm like, guys that do that with stocks have been doing it for 130 years. They have charts that go back with General Motors, and how can you take Bitcoin and analyze it with Fibonacci trends? I find it a little amusing personally. So that's kind of been my whole look at that.
listen, I really, oh, this is why I disturb the community at times, because I don't try to blend in. I don't try to My following will, I have a really good following, and God bless everybody who follows me. I consider you guys, and they know I consider everybody more like family than,
Yeah.
followers. I don't believe in the word following
Yeah.
somebody. I don't think you should ever follow anybody. But, at the end of the day, you know, everybody has their own agenda. And I think the TA guys, I've never seen a TA guy go ahead and post a losing chart. I've seen
There you
TA
go.
guys, all they do is, I've won on this trade. Look how amazing it is. And and then if you do get a chart, it has 18 different ways that Bitcoin can go. How is that is suicidal? Like if a person's just coming into this space, first of all, 95% of the people that enter this space have never invested in their lives. They haven't even invested into a relationship. I'm not even talking about an asset. Let's just talk about a relationship. Okay. A girlfriend. Nobody's gone from, hey, first date to, a few days, a few months. We went from seeing each other to girlfriend, then I'm going to get engaged to you, then to marriage. We have people that are coming in for the first time, first day, looking at a chart with 18 possibilities of which way can go. Here's MACD, here's a wave, here's a dead cat bounce. You don't even understand this terminology. All you're doing is you're taking that person's hand and you're just telling them, look, there's that cliff, walk off. And God bless. You don't got a parachute, you might survive. My advice is learn before you get in. Most day traders lose about $35,000 to $50,000 in the beginning when they first get into day trading. And you're day trading or you're looking at charts in a very, very volatile environment. This is not the stock market.
Yeah.
This is a very, at least with the stock market, you have data.
Yeah.
What, how that stock's performed. Here you have cryptocurrencies coming out every day, DeFi. Every day there's 30,000 new cryptocurrencies for DeFi. So it's a joke, but I would say long-term vision, tunnel vision, long-term, stop reading charts unless you really know what you're doing.
Well, getting to the whole thing about coins. Now you have Bradley, is it Bradley Mills with Tri-Roll? Have you seen Tri-Roll where they're letting people come out with their own coin?
Yeah.
They give them, I think, 10 million coins and so on. What do you think is going to happen there? I actually give you my little 2 cents because I looked at it when I first saw it. I thought, I bet you it'll be kind of like a boutique coin thing where there will be people with these boutique coins that will be able to trade them. What do you think?
I think that I've been reading about it. You can tokenize yourself.
Yeah.
If you wanted to. You personally right now can tokenize yourself. And I mean, that's the new that's the new era now where this space is funny. It makes me laugh. It's kind of like, 2017 ICOs, 2020 DeFi. Well, before the DeFi phase runs out, let's go ahead and do personal tokenization. Can it work? Yeah, why not? I don't see a problem as long as the person is honest about it, writes up a honest white paper stating exactly what his intentions are. I don't see why it can't work. I think that I think the concept could work. Does it work? Not to say Fortnite, the most popular game among teens, not to say like it's in any way or shape or form in blockchain, but they have V-Bucks, right? So you go on there, you go buy some V-Bucks for $40, and now you can go ahead and use V-Bucks all over the place to buy skins and I don't know what the hell they're buying on there, but same kind of process here. I mean, with the tokenization where you have a community and you get 10 million coins, which you can go ahead and do daily transactions with inside of a community. It's fun. It's Sims. There you go. Best way to put it. It's a blockchain Sims.
Yeah, it's so true. I won't announce my new personal coin tonight, but it's coming. I thought it was a grand idea, and I do think that my purpose, of course, is to study it. I want to see why people create coin offerings and what is behind them, and that's really the next layer of my own, because my documentary side, my filmmaker side, is very curious about all the projects And I quickly learned that everything is called a project.
Yeah.
And I am investigating them as fast as I can, but there's a lot of weird little trails you got to run down to find out what some of these things are. Some of them actually are quite interesting, like Cardano is building a certain blockchain and so on. But are there coins out there that just really have nothing behind them? I mean, you hear
A
this.
bunch of them.
Yeah.
Just look at them. There's over, even though Corn market cap says there's 75 or 7,700, cryptocurrencies, there's way more. Obviously, that haven't made the list yet. And all they're doing is just taking your white paper and put it on theirs, rephrasing a few words, and that's it. And they have no intention of ever, releasing a project. And people, depending on who you have as a marketing team, you have, you build a following, people go into it, and then the person decides to go ahead and take the liquid out, and then you're done pretty much. So yeah, you have a ton of projects that have either they have no clue on how to run a project, because a lot of people forget, yes, we call everything a project, ultimately it's still a business.
Yeah.
It's not a business per se, but you have to have a business mindset to go ahead and run a project.
Yep.
And that's where most projects, I'll say this, because Gakshi Media, we're all about marketing and branding, and a lot of projects, they don't either have somebody who's been in business, and they don't know what marketing is. You can have the greatest project in this space right now. If you're the type of person that's sitting back and saying, well, it's so great, everybody's just going to come. This is not the Ford Model T. Like, this is not the only, even though Carl Benz was the first, Mercedes-Benz basically was the first car make. The Ford Model T, I mean, yeah, that was great. It was the only car you can get with a crank that you can crank up and, and get into. Now we have a lot of things, man. So if you don't know how to market and you have a great project, nobody cares, because that somebody's going to pick it up, get a marketer, get somebody to brand it, and they're going to elevate to top 100 status. Who knows? In this market, it's just weird. I've seen coins that are like nothing go to top 20. So again, yes, we have about 80% of these projects are useless.
So it's very funny, because the word crypto, if you're in the advertising world, see, I come from the traditional advertising world, Saatchi and Saatchi Gray advertising, doing national spots and getting getting a spot to produce and, living the brand. I'm communicating with these people because I have a social media app coming out, but it's tied to the word crypto. And some of the people are giving me this when they first hear it, like,
scary, right?
Crypto, it's a crypto. What are you talking about? And it's like,
illegal.
Yeah, I've heard that. I actually, when I first built my first WordPress site and I used a crypto template, it gave me the warning, this is a dangerous site. They're going to take your money and all that. But more importantly than that, I'm looking at when I first found the project, and our app is ready in September. So I'm waiting for the app to be done. So I'm like, let's see if we can't sell some Tweet. I tried to buy airtime. You can't advertise cryptocurrency sales. Very difficult on Google, Facebook, just about every platform, even Reddit. But you can talk about it. So it's like this whole little game out there of, you can't really advertise it, but you can advertise it.
Why would centralized companies want you to advertise something that they're planning on doing, number one, and number two, decentralization means that you're actually going to build trust with the person on the other side. See, that's the thing about decentralization people don't understand. We've lost trust. We've lost trust with the banking system. We've lost trust in general. And it brings back trust. I now trust that when I go, because I don't know, you don't know me, but I dress up in suits all the time. Obviously, with this quarantine crap going on, COVID-19 ruining this entire year. I have to go ahead and I'm wearing the white shirts now, and everybody loves it because they've never seen Dave without the suit on. but uh, I know where I get my suits now from because it's on a blockchain. It says that literally because it's decentralized, I know that this suit was produced by Hugo Boss at their company and not produced in Chinatown. Okay, because you can't tell the difference. Listen, take a Chinatown Louis Vuitton bag and
Yep.
take one from Louis Vuitton, you can't tell the difference.
Yep.
What happens with blockchain now, the solution and the trust factor is, number one, companies save money because now, their product, nobody's selling, knockoffs. And number two, customers are more like, okay, I know this is the real bag from Louis Vuitton, made by Louis Vuitton from their factories. So that's the real amazing thing about blockchain technology. It's the trust factor that gets built. So I know people think crypto is a bad word. You say crypto, it's all, oh my God, it's illegal. It sounds illegal. And that's why I've kind of, when I talk to people, I went from cryptocurrency to digital asset. I think digital asset is a much nicer word, and I think it fits the bill now. I think before 2009, when things started to happen, and please remember, Bitcoin was not the first cryptocurrency. It just happened so that people adopted it. But you could have used like cryptocurrency back then, but now with people like everybody coming in, I think digital asset is the right word to use.
I think it's great. Last week I did a show on crypto investing, and what I did actually was I went and I found a pretty old guide, like with 28 points on how to buy stock and dollar cost averaging. And one of the points I made was, don't freak out, don't zoom in and think this is the deal of deals, because you're not going to spend 24 bucks on Bitcoin and be a billionaire. That's already, that ship sailed. But beyond that, there's lots of deals in your lifetime. I know you trade stocks as well, and I know you're a fan of Bill Pulte, who I am as well. Big fan of his. I met him online before you, and I see you on there saying, I'm gonna give away, if you give it to me, I'm gonna give it away. What he's doing now is really cool, because what he's doing is he's forcing everybody to listen to his podcast, and he's trying to help them gain wealth. So advice to some of my viewers who are trying to learn how to budget themselves. And I always tell, I had a friend of mine who called me a couple of weeks ago and he said, I should have listened to you. I should have bought that tweet, blah, blah, blah. I said, listen to me, buy 10 tweet. And then do me a favor, buy a couple hundred VET. I said, open up a paper and read paper. Open up Cointelegraph and start reading some of the ads, because that's seems to be the only publication. That's another topic. But
hey, what about Gakshi Media?
well, exactly. How do you get more readers would be the question. And then this whole idea that we have to get in. And that's part of the crypto Twitterverse. That's a little bit, I jumped in myself with that. And I realized after a while, and thank God you started posting inspirational stuff, because that's my world. I spend a good part of my morning getting inspired and motivated so I can have a wonderful day. And now I'm trying to help people gain wealth. So what do you say to people that are looking at it? They know it's probably better than a savings account. What do you say to them?
I say, do your research. I say, don't follow avatars for advice. I think, you have a lot of people. I hear a lot of people, or you'll speak to people that say, I took out my 401k and I put it all into this space. And I'm like, that's not what you do. Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, you want your money working for you. Yeah. You want to talk about money? Let's talk about money. You want your money to work for you. You don't want to keep it in a 401k. 401k is nice. Don't get me wrong. It's nice if your company also matches it, whatever you're putting in. But at the end of the day, you want your money working for you. I would take money and put it into real estate. That's money working for you. And you're not really taxed until you sell it. So, like, people really don't. I've studied finances forever. Like, people really don't think that way. But like you said, people just jump in. It's
Yeah.
impulsive. It's like you going into Best Buy. You're
Mhm.
going in there for a television and you leave with a television, a camera, and a calculator.
Yeah.
Why the hell did I buy a calculator? I have no clue. But it was an impulsive purchase, which I'm now thinking about 2 days later because I just saw it standing there and I thought it might be useful. It's the same kind of analogy here. People jumping in, FOMO, obviously. They don't want to miss out. They hear that it's going $100,000, as you said. Bitcoin's going $100,000. How can I miss out? Let me take my money, throw it all in here, and maybe I can take the chance here and make. No, that's not how you do it. And I think that's where companies like Fidelity and Back and TD and they come in and they go ahead and help. And look, the new law passed where now banks can go ahead and essentially hold your cryptocurrencies. So a lot of things are in play. In the future, I can see also where it'll be a lot more simplified in terms of investing into digital assets, cryptocurrencies. I'll say that to those that are used to
Yeah.
the word crypto, but I would advise nobody to jump in without doing research. Please don't listen to avatars that are hiding behind cartoon animals. The unfortunate part is this is the only place where you're going to get the information. You met me on crypto Twitter, or you met me on Twitter. You saw me posting on Twitter. This is the only place that you're going to find out about what is happening in the blockchain digital asset space. If you go outside of it, yes, I know you have Reddit. I get it, but it's not as powerful as this,
Agreed.
especially timeline wise, up to date. It's like, here you go, clockwork. So yeah, just don't listen, just play with money that you can afford to lose. That's the best way to go ahead and say that.
That's what I actually told them last week. I said, take 100% of your money, look at it, take 1%, invest it in crypto.
Perfect.
And then see how that works. Watch it for a week. Learn.
Yeah.
Nothing like watching something go up or down and going, oh, this is how this works.
Sure.
I wanted to talk about banks. I don't know what country it was. Some central bank somewhere put a hold on a USDT account. So now we're at the point where banks want to get in this space. So do you think that the tethered currencies are where because that's the interface with fiat, is that where we're going to see the government interference?
Do you really want me to really talk about tether? Because
Yeah.
then the F bombs and all the other stuff comes out.
Whatever. Tether
I wouldn't really.
It's a monster. It's a pain in the butt for me because I have to buy my product with Tether right now.
Tether is as trustworthy as the US dollar. I'm sure somebody's going to use that as a quote. But that's that's how I feel. Everybody wants in. When people say, like, for instance, look at the stock market right now.
Yeah, way up here. What's it doing?
Explain to me how is that? What is it? 27,000? What was it? 27,000 today? I forgot.
It's up there.
27,004, right?
Yeah.
Please explain to me what 41 million people, excuse me, let me take off 1.8 million, which the jobs report came out today with. So 39.2 million people out of a job. We are at 27,004 Dow Jones. I went to school and they taught me 2 + 2 = 4. Right now, 2 + 2 = 5. So I'm a data guy and I put everything together. I can't figure it out. I just cannot. Obviously, the only answer is there's a printer and it keeps on going and it keeps printing. What happens when the printer stops?
Yeah,
is the real question. We've been putting band-aids on our economy forever. We put a band-aid on it in 2009, or 08 or 09, you had 17, and now, unfortunately, because of Corona. I don't think it would have been this bad. They still would have had to put a band-aid on. I thought we were going to head into some sort of recession a little bit,
Yeah.
but this is like, we're going to pour in everything, negative rates, oils. I mean, like, nothing makes sense, but yet the stock market's up. And if you notice, the rich are just getting richer off of it because they're so much smarter. And that leads to another point. Once they come into this industry, really come in, the real sharks come in, not the goldfish here right now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the sharks. It's over. Don't think that you're going to outsmart these guys. It only takes them 5 minutes to understand and adapt to an environment.
Right.
But yeah, listen, the United States is probably working on their own digital dollar as we speak.
Yeah.
They wanted to send us out the stimulus money, with, a digital dollar. You have Canada that's probably up to their, they're doing their Canadian currency. You already have China. No, anybody thinking that Bitcoin is going to replace anything
Yep.
is out of their minds. That's like saying, okay, the United States President Donald Trump is going to come out, get on his knees, and say, guys, Bitcoin is now the the global currency. You guys win. You dominated us. People praying also for the economy to crash. The stuff that I
Horrible.
read, I said this on my last. I said this on Wednesday's podcast.
I heard you.
You wishing for the downfall of the economy. That does not represent those who are really in this to see change and to see trust built in. That's not what we represent, especially you. You created an app. I don't think you're really trying to represent or entice people that we should go ahead and have the banks crash. The banks are not going anywhere, folks. They're adapting way faster. Ripple and the banks are already like this. Like, they already got everything set up. To wish for the economy to crash, Dennis, is just nuts. Nuts. You're not going to have people buying Bitcoin. You're going to have people starving, waiting on lines. It's going to look worse than the Great Depression that, unfortunately, a lot of families went through. We don't want that.
Right.
So stop with that. That nonsense. If I'm a billionaire or a millionaire, if I'm in a higher tax bracket and I look at this space, I'm not coming in. Right then and there, I'm like, this is something that matches what's going outside, in real life, not on the internet.
Well, it's incredible. Well, doubling back to the topic of the show, crypto adoption. What's one of the things that let's just take somebody's aunt. So let's say she's only 53. She's a school teacher. She has a few stocks. How do individuals talk to other individuals? What do we do?
That's a difficult one.
I know.
Because then you're gonna go ahead and I have to watch my mouth because you're gonna say something. Somebody's gonna go in and listen. We can only take hypothetical guesses on where something is.
Not recommending. I'm just talking about how we get people to look at it in a.
Well, we can
way.
show them the current data that we have for the last, I would say, 2009. So for the last 11 years, we can go ahead and show data for how, Bitcoin, for instance, has played out. Because that's the one that you would really look at. Here's Bitcoin. Look how it's charted. And I think that, listen, it went from being worth, nothing to being worth what? It went all the way up to almost $20,000. It keeps on heading in the right direction. It's following gold. And I got into gold and silver when everybody told me that was a joke to do. But at the end of the day, I think you bring somebody in and you say, hey, listen, you can go ahead and put in a few dollars and see how it works out. But I this goes to adoption again. I think you need your personal banker needs to know what digital assets are and how they work. That would probably be, you need the Merrill Lynch, You need your Bank of America, your Chase chains. You have to have somebody there that understands what digital assets are so they can sit down with their client and detail by detail explain to them how it could benefit them by investing into that. Also, you can have E-Trade. E-Trade can go ahead and, a lot of people trade on E-Trade. You can have E-Trade come out with little, 2-minute clips in layman's terms explaining what the benefits are of, investing into a digital asset.
Well, Cash App was great because they put the damn Bitcoin purchase function right in the app.
But it's not really explaining anything to you. So it's kind of like Robinhood.
But yeah, Robinhood's worse because you don't really get the assets.
Correct.
It's like a fund or something. Yeah,
it's
I did that.
Robinhood's a video game.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they're the greatest trader in the world because Robinhood makes you feel that way. It's like that's I use a different platform, and it's for real traders. For me, I'm a long-term holder though. Like I don't trade like every second. I'm sure. No, that's not me. I just go ahead and do research. Unfortunately, my luck this year, I haven't been catching the Hertz that is, again, 2 + 2 = 5. Hertz is going bankrupt and they go to 6. So yeah, at the end of the day, I just find everything about the general markets funny. But again, they can just make clips, educational clips. Listen, I don't want to plug myself, but Gokshi Media has we have all this stuff coming out. We have a data platform that we're working on right now, where it essentially would make it really easy for any new person coming in to understand it, and then they can go ahead and make that decision whether or not they think they can go ahead and make a profit off of it. A lot of people have quit their jobs, literally their 9-to-5s, have turned to crypto full time, and they've made a living.
Yeah.
So listen, I love a very high paying job, and I am in blockchain and in the crypto space full time, obviously with Gokshi Media Network. And if you missed the internet age, if you missed the bubble, this is your time to go ahead and get that second chance for yourself.
I found a bunch of business plans from 1999. I was pitching something that looks remarkably like Amazon Fire, and I was laughing, but it's a good point. It's a good exercise because you're like, if you don't look back, just reflect and then look forward, because again, there'll be another great thing to be involved in. Everybody has to calm down a little. You're not missing something tonight, or so on, because there's a lot of that going on. Everybody's like, am I going to miss it? Am I going to miss the ride?
That's 2017. If you didn't experience 2017, what you didn't experience was those sleepless nights.
Yeah.
I'm literally up until 4 o'clock in the morning just doing research, and not that I'm scared to go ahead and miss something. It's just that any moment you have the Asian markets that are so good at this that can come in and just either they'll dump or they will go ahead and send Bitcoin to Mars. Forget moon. I'm talking about Mars. And Elon Musk's whatever that thing was that flew off the other day that looked like one of my cans that I would take for if I drank tea on a constant basis. That damn mug, whatever that was again.
Well, I watched a video, Cryptopia or whatever it's called, a pretty interesting little flick the guy did from, he was a German guy, but it was produced out of New Zealand. But he kept talking about the Bart Simpson head.
Oh my God.
Well, again, I'm new to the space. I heard the story. I found it very interesting. It looked like people were manipulating the currency, which they probably are. And
listen, what market isn't every single market? It's like, I say that this is just gambling. It's gambling. You really are gambling, and you might stumble onto something and it might hit. That's really it. At the end of the day, I honestly believe that, you can really go ahead and do well for yourself right now because you're here early. Anybody who's in here, you're still an early adapter. You are early. You are early to the space. Don't let no OG, old, old school gangster tell you that, you know, you, these are the same people that were crying for people to come to this space, and then they're the same people that won't answer your question or they'll troll you.
Yeah.
So that does nothing good for this space,
Yeah.
especially when you have 200,000 followers and you don't answer one person. But that's for another rainy day. But at the end of the day, every market, for me personally, is set up. You can invest. You should diversify everything.
Yeah.
That's the best way that I can put it. Gold, silver, digital assets,
Real
and
estate.
real estate. How can you not, like, I speak to so many people and they're just like, well, no. Well, why not? Real estate would be perfect. It only appreciates, it doesn't depreciate. And if it were to go down, well, you would, I don't really think you're losing money if you're in the
It never
right.
goes to zero. Yeah.
No, like you'll never get that. You will never get that. So, but
Well,
whatever. What are my words? They're meaningless. They only mean something to me. Yeah, there can be a few people that go ahead and listen to your advice or mine, but listen, if somebody doesn't really have their own, mind set up, or and they don't do their education, then they're most likely going to lose. This is not where you come in and you just go ahead and throw something and you hope. There's no hope. You better do your research and then you hope that you made the right decision. You don't go ahead and take a test without doing, your homework first.
Well, that's great. Well, that's great. Well, everybody, this is one of those evenings where I encourage you to go back and watch the video after and listen to some of the stuff that's being said, because sometimes casual comments mean a lot. I know they do to me. I was amused the other night because I know David is working on his diet lately, and he told everybody in the middle of his podcast that they should eat better. But it's just that it's the whole idea of just be yourself. Everything is not about Bitcoin. Everything is not about crypto. Everything is not about eating. I mean, diversify everything, great advice. And I think everybody out there should think about how they could spend a little bit. I tell my kids, spend a little bit of your time each day reading. Read something inspirational. Read, turn the music off and turn the damn phones off so that you can connect your thoughts. Because if you can't unplug for at least a short amount of time and let your cork float, as Abraham Hicks would say, just kind of relax a little bit, how are you possibly going to make decisions and make life choices and actually project out into a good life? Because honestly, if you really want a good life, that's how you start it. You got to want it and you got to believe that you deserve it. But once you do those things, there's a lot of fun in this crypto space for people, and real estate and everything else. So I hope everybody hears this moderation lessons. I gave a graduation speech because my son graduated from Marist College in my front yard.
God bless.
And giving the speech, I talked about balance. And I think that's really what attracted us to crypto, because we realized there's no balance with fiat.
Yeah.
And we also realize now with Bitcoin and all these other currencies, that the only balance there is some sort of diversification. So I encourage everybody to go to David's website, and we'll have it in the link below. And he has multiple websites, but Gokhshtein Media is the one where we should.
Well, Gokhshtein Media Network is the one where you can get the free. All the magazines are free, literally free, educational. 80% of the content is about digital assets and blockchain technology. The rest is lifestyle. When you talk about unplugging, I'm big on that. Your mind, your health should come first before anything. Money comes. Money will always come. If you invent something like you don't need to chase money. If it's good and people like it, the money will always come. Just make sure that you make a project that has a real use case, as I always tell everybody. I also am the chief marketing officer at Pack Global. We just got listed on another exchange. Excited about that. Strategic partnership with Change Angel, which is a phenomenal project, which gives back. We have a charity initiative, which is the Edible Food Forest, which we are working on, basically creating a forest which regenerates food. My guy can school everybody on this, but it's basically to help people people in poor countries, go ahead and get food out to them. But that's been, again, uh, unwind would be the best thing that I can tell this, and I'll leave off on this. Unwind. You said it best. Get off your phones, meditate. Eat right. We're sitting. Been quarantined, sitting. Eat right. Make sure that you're healthy, and just like relax. Take. We're such a lazy generation. Uber Eats and Instacart. We don't even forget about even driving to the store anymore. We used to complain about, your parents used to complain about you not walking to the store. You would drive to the store. Now nobody even leaves the house. The store comes to us. So get your health in order, exercise a bit. This is not going anywhere. Your computer's going to stay right there. The market's always going to be here. This market is going nowhere but up, just like our current market on the other side.
For some reason that we don't know.
For some reason. I don't know. Can't give you an answer.
It's great. No, we're giving away Twee. It's funny. We gave away 100 Twee the first week, I don't know, 6 or 7 weeks ago. And it was, I think it was worth about 180 bucks. And tonight
That's
we're
right.
giving away 25 Twee and it's worth 250 bucks.
Look at that. This episode is worth 25 bucks.
250 bucks.
250 bucks. Excuse me.
250 bucks for the big winner. And then we have a video contest. And I just want to give a shout out to, I met a lot of really great friends on Twitter that helped me, because I got on Twitter and I saw everybody giving away everything. So I said, all right, I got to play this game, retweet. So I did the retweet. I'll give you 10 tweets. So that was my first one. Yeah. And I met Rogan, and I know John, I know he's watching right now from the Philippines. And he got a bunch of his friends, and we're more than just retweeters. We talk about stuff, and there's a lot of camaraderie. There's a lot of really good people out here, and a lot of them are making money for their families by entering contests. And I think that's wonderful, because frankly, a lot of us have to learn about how to communicate with people, and these people help us, we help them, and it's kind of fun in that way. But
you have a really engaged community, because I was tagged. I must have been tagged in everything. I would open up my phone and I'm tagged. I know that I'm coming on the show. I'm tagged in I'm talking about, I opened up my Instagram account and I'm tagged like every 5 minutes. I'm like, should I call him and just tell him like I am confirmed for this? So you have you're building a pretty good community, because they seem very amped up to go ahead and go excited.
You're a New York guy. I lived in New York for 13 years. And I've been up here since I moved up here after 9/11 to raise the kids. And I forgot about New Yorkers. So when you didn't respond to me the other day, I said, no. He already said he was going on the show. You don't have to worry about that, Des. I had to reset my clock, because up here, everybody checks with everyone. They call each other up and stuff.
Me, I'm as they call me, I'm the people's champ. I will never let down the people. Yeah. If I say that, my word is my bond. If I tell you that I'm coming, I am coming. So, but I found it, I didn't find it annoying. I found it extremely cool to see that you're building a community that's, they're out there and they're being extremely aggressive, which is really cool. And that's how you get those top successful projects. They have a really good community behind them.
Well, that's what I noticed about the XRP, and they weren't making any noise this morning. They were quiet. You call them out, you're like, where are you, XRP guys? But I've been tagging them as well, because they're seeing us and we're seeing them. We're all comrades. It's not like we're competing. We're actually out here.
The XRP community will go ahead and help anybody. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing. You have the Bitcoin Maximus, aka the Carnival Goldfish, that's not looking to help. It's Bitcoin or nothing. It's Commodore 64. Okay. I have a Commodore 64. Hold on. You have a MacBook Pro. You can't use it though, because the 64 is better. And we're going to go ahead and put on more features on the 64. We're going to add Wi-Fi to it, stick a modem in it. I mean, again, this is the stupidity that we have to listen to, but the XRP community, the reason why I'm in love with that community especially is because they're willing to help you at any time. They're willing to educate you. And I think for the most part, every community is, but they're very vocal, and
Yeah.
they will go ahead and they'll say, Dennis, hey, I'll go ahead and show you this, this, and this. And you don't even have, it doesn't even have to be about XRP. It can be just about digital assets and blockchain technology. And they're just so infatuated with helping people that it's really cool. And and plus they obviously have a real use case. So, for me, it just makes it more ideal to just sit there and, chill with all my brothers and sisters. Yes, I'm the number one influencer. It came out today. So, influential person in crypto this week. Thank you, Luno Crush. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, Lunar Crush. Yeah, they actually, one of those guys was texting me after the show because I liked everybody and
Yeah.
I love the data. I was like, now these guys are playing above board. That's what all the people that are curious, they want to see data. Well, there you go.
Numbers, it looks pretty, right?
Yeah.
When something looks pretty, and this is why, I know you, sorry to extend the show, but when people look at charts, it's pretty. You don't even know what you're looking at. It just looks pretty.
Yeah.
So that's what entices people to get into charts, read them, don't know what they're reading, and then, lose everything. But, Luna Crush is a little bit different. It's a little bit different and simplifies everything for everybody. Those guys, Joe and company, they're really good people. Really, really good people. I've spoken to them about 3-4 times now. Actually use their platform to base my research on, the entire space. So it's a really good platform to go ahead and use if you're looking to go ahead and make sure that I don't want to say you base it all on that, but you can take that data and you can say, you know what, I think I'm heading in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and we shifted the last couple of weeks. We've been advertising on Facebook and Instagram, less on Twitter because we don't want the Twitter fans. We want more of these people from this other world. So it's going to be interesting going forward. We're gonna move ahead with new shows like this and try to get people to. We're just going to educate. That's all we can do. I mean, I can talk about Twee for 20 minutes. I can talk about the app. Usually I talk about the app for about 10 minutes because it pays you back. It's really cool. And all you guys waiting for your prizes, we're not going to show the video about the app, so you don't have to wait through that. But the app will pay people back. And we think that's the disruptor because Facebook, it does a Facebook feature, but it does an eBay feature where you can sell stuff. And then it does a WeChat, WhatsApp feature. So all those features are built in, and then everything pays you back when you use it. So I think
you're a combination. You're a utility basically. You went ahead and did an all-in-one.
Yes, and there's a rumor that we may actually have a stable coin inside the app. So it's going to be very interesting if we can get to that point. Right now we have an internal currency called TweeBucks inside the app. It's worth 10 cents. And you use that to buy and sell stuff on the app. But ultimately, you can get out using the PayPal Vertex. Once again, PayPal is our friend, allowing you to buy TweeBucks and then get out of TweeBucks. And so
that's pretty cool.
So that's what we got. And we're going to pick an ad agency. So I'll be in New York in a couple of weeks when I can finally travel in and do stuff again. Because I'm starting to get some brand teams together. And I'd love to talk to you offline about that because I really want to do the branding part like a grown-up and approach it because we're bringing an app out. We're not bringing a crypto app out. We're bringing an app. So I want to make sure you do it.
That's what, that's essentially what we do as in G Media. Marketing is not going out on social media and saying, hey, look, that's not marketing. That's called shilling.
Yeah.
And that's not going to help you. Because then people's perception of your project is this is some, excuse my language, bullshit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, branding is building and educating people about your product and getting maximum exposure, and then building a community so strong that they go ahead and just educate people for you. So again, that's just simplified, but we do a lot of that for a ton of projects. And our success rate, not to gloat, is very high. It's just that we understand, I've been in marketing finance for a very long time. We understand how to go ahead and build and help build projects. We don't take just any project on. You know, again, like I said, there's a bunch of projects. They're not here long term. They're here to go ahead and take somebody's money. We're not looking for that. We're looking for people, you know, if they're serious after the answering our questionnaire, which is very hard. It's tricky. It's kind of an assessment test to make sure that you're not trying to trick anybody.
Yeah.
We go ahead and help people, and we've done a hell of a job, and those projects have themselves done a hell of a job to go ahead and, you know, once you recognize that you understand that you need branding for your project,
Yeah.
and then nobody's just gonna come to it, and you need somebody to, like Nike, like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, even though they might not advertise every day, they still brand it out to you.
And brand position. And where are you positioned? Do you know where you live? Do you know where you live? You know. Oh, frozen. I got him frozen right now. Okay, folks, well, David is frozen on my screen. I am going to tell everybody, make sure you thank David, and you can tag him. But more importantly than that, I'm going to, now I'm going to do the video winners segment. Stand by. I think that's the video one. Yeah. There you are, David. Yeah, you froze up on me. We're gonna play the winners of the videos if you want to.
Yeah,
watch.
go ahead, go ahead. Oh, look at this. He won. This guy won.
No, he didn't win. I play all the videos, and then there's one winner.
Three is for me. I am Catherine May Manuel from Muntinlupa City, Philippines.
Three is for me. I am Diana Rose Inday from Philippines.
It's for me. I'm Elmer Gonzaga from Tarlac City.
Three is for me. I'm Kate Gomez from the Philippines.
Three is for me. I'm Adan Roni from Bogor, Indonesia.
Three for me. I'm Risa Riego from Philippines.
Hello. Three is for me. I am Merchant from Turkey, Ankara.
Hi, Tweeba. I'm Marga from Mandaluyong, Philippines. Three is for me and for you. Kiwi is for me. I'm Ediline Balbino from Philippines. Hi.
Hello guys. Three is for me. I am Jersey from Laguna, Philippines.
It was creative. Okay, can you, and then we'll do the video winners. I mean, the overall winners. Stand by. We usually do a little music from my good pal Roger Miro. Yeah, winners. Wait a minute. We'll find out which one he is. There we go. Hey, there you are, David. There's Jay again. That's cool. Yeah, we
That's
enjoy
cool.
our
That's
contests.
really cool.
Jay, Mr. Green, you'll see him on Twitter a lot. Calls himself Mr. Green.
I
He,
like that. I liked how you had. I got to give it to you. I like how you had everybody post a video with a sign. I like that.
Yeah, it's like I asked people to do it. We had one 2 weeks ago that was great. These two young girls, and it's just beautiful. So I think the idea there is just let people express themselves, and people also like to get a chance to be on some sort of TV, right?
Correct.
We
Absolutely.
all want to be on TV a little bit. Everybody does. So
So cool, right?
it is cool.
Definitely cool. Definitely. When you first come in and people ask you to come on, it's kind of nerve wracking, but I've always been good at public speaking, so it's okay. I
All
think
good. And you kept your F-bombs under control.
I had to. You look like my old hockey coach. I was like, I'm scared of this guy.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, thank you, everybody. And we'll be back here next week. I don't have a guest to announce yet because I'm working on somebody just like David, not quite as famous, but what we'll try to do is we'll try to keep building these guests now and talk a little bit less about the app. The app, we're looking like September 15th for a soft launch and October 1st. I have the Spanish app done now, which is really exciting because I did it and we did Latin American style. So it's American Spanish all the way through the tip of, not European Spanish. So it's going to be easily adopted by the community in the United States. And I think that's going to be a huge, if we want people to adopt our app, it better be in Spanish.
That's dope.
So, well, thanks everybody. Thank you, David.
Thank you very much again. Thank you for having me on the show. It was good. I appreciate it. And God bless. I hope that you succeed. And if you need help, feel free to reach out to me.
It's awesome. Well, thanks again for coming on. And it was a big thrill. Good night, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Good night.
And remember, Twee is for me, but it's also for you. Then the music's supposed to start, but we're in Zoom tonight. We're a little bit uncomfortable. So we can't find the right video. So we'll have an awkward ending. There we go. There you go. There I am. There's Meryl Streep. There's Corbin Bernsen. And that's where I live, Lake Champlain. You can see my house all the way on the left, just barely up there. It's green.
Where is this?
So yeah, we're on Lake Champlain, and it's one of the reasons why we're still here, because it's one of the most beautiful places in the world.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. That is good.
All right, we're gonna kill the Zoom, everybody. That's it. And we're done. Good night.